Well, this is a good segue into this board. Let's hear all about what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean it's excessive.
Sure.
And it's very, very heavy, and it's incredibly impractical. But it's my band, and so I do what I want.
Yeah.
I carry this. I mean, the guys, obviously, there are nights when, you know, we get stuck at the merch table and the guys will tear down. But usually, whenever the pedal board comes out of the van, I'll go, guys, I got this.
Yeah.
Because it's my burden. But the main thing is like my dry sound is essentially just this Maxon SD9, which I love.
Yeah, let's hear that.
Sure.
Because right now you've been running sans the whole.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great.
What I really like about it is how well it cleans up.
Yeah.
It gets pretty hairy.
Yeah.
But it also it cleans up really nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very ampy.
Very ampy, yeah. And it's kind of one of those pedals. I think it's gotten a bad reputation, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other things that are kind of in that main drive chain are the two fuzzes. So I've got this.
Now, is that your High Road signature fuzz?
This is the bonk machine, which is something that I've been working on with Dan from Dan Drive.
Oh, great.
And it's sort of our take on a zonk machine. So like a early kind of tone bender kind of vibe.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's cool. And then this is the High Road. And it's kind of like hissing away.
Oh yeah.
But it's kind of voiced like a kind of a fuzz face, so it gets that really sort of saturated big.
Oh yeah, yeah, like it is exploding.
It is exploding. Yeah.
Okay, love that. What's next?
There's a bunch of stuff on here that I almost never step on. But
tell us your faves. Tell us the ones you're using regularly, and you're controlling it all through the gig.
Through the gig rig, yeah.
Gig rig, okay.
Yeah, and so.
Yeah, okay, kind of walk me through your signal chain a little bit.
Okay, so guitar goes in to the Goodwood audio box.
Okay.
Comes into the switcher, goes through the first basically 10 loops. So the drives, the fuzzes, any of the modulation. They all go through the dry amp, so like. That's the Emperor.
Okay.
This is the Fairfield Shallow Water. Another weird little modulator guy.
Yeah, great. What a great weird sound that is.
Man, it is awesome. And it's not one that I step on often, but it's usually one that when I step on it, it gets left on for a little bit too long.
Oh yeah, what's that called again? It's
called the Shallow Water, made by Fairfield Circuitry.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear that again. That's great.
Here, maybe I'll kill some of the drives so you can kind of hear.
I don't know, it's all great. I love it all. God, that's so weird.
It is so weird, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that it does is it has a low pass gain, because I guess the circuit has a little bit of noise built into it. So his solution was to like basically, or low pass gate. So there's like a low pass filter that's on a gate that's activated by your signal. So it like opens up the filter and then closes it. I think, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But it gives you this really like, almost like envelope filter, but really subtle.
Yeah, it is. It's.
And if I turn up the mix all the way, you can really hear it.
yeah. That almost gets it to like Jerry Garcia land.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it's a beauty.
Does that gate jack with you when you're playing slide, when you're going for like a, because I find sometimes those will like kill a note when you don't want it.
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of the nice, and I mean, that's why I don't always step on it, because it's such a character sound.
Right.
But, and that's kind of the sort of inspiration behind this board when I built it was really like, I just want stuff that every now and then, if I need something to like, you know, if I'm getting distracted, I need something to snap me out of it.
Yeah.
I'll step on something interesting that's going to make me play differently and kind of bring me back into the moment.
Sure.
So that's kind of what a lot of this stuff, like my main signal path is the SD9 into the amp, maybe with a little bit of slap delay.
Yeah.
And there are nights when that's like all I'll use.
Sure.
But then sometimes it's like, you know, maybe it's a tough crowd or it's a tough room and you just need a little something extra. I'll step on something weird and, you know, I have a ring modulator for the exact same reason.
Oh yeah.
You know,
so weird.
Who needs that? Me, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a sound I really like out of this. Excuse me while I tune my ring modulator.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, it just does all kinds of weird stuff. And again, it's like not something I'm going to use every day, but
so great when you do. Okay.
Yeah.
Show us more stuff. What other Easter eggs are hiding in here?
Yeah. The other thing that I really, really like, and is kind of weird and doesn't get used a lot, is this generation loss. Actually, it's not true. It does get used a lot, but it's very subtle. And it's like a tape machine simulator. And so it just kind of, it brings instant like nostalgia. So it does these weird like, and it's only on the wet effects, so it's not affecting the dry. And it's sort of my effort to kind of separate the wet effects from the dry signal, let it kind of do some weird ambient stuff.
Oh yeah. God, sounds like a soundtrack.
I know, right?
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, like I'm watching a movie. That's so great.
That's kind of what I like about it. And you can, you know, it obviously does presets and MIDI and all that stuff, so you can have it be a little more subtle or whatever. So for certain tunes, that is over the whole wet sort of section of the rig.
Love it.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Again, it's like, it's just sort of in effort to remain sort of present while you're playing, you know, because especially like for us, we build a set list, we'll play the same set list night after night, and it's really easy to kind of get sort of stuck in the feedback loop. So I'm always trying to build things into the rig that are going to keep me sort of present and not distracted and playing with the guys, and you know, and also hopefully not staring at my feet. You know?
Right. Okay. Well, show us some more things. Is there something else hidden in here we haven't covered?
Well, the only thing that I haven't is the blooper, which I haven't at all been using on this tour. But what I've done in the past is like I preload it with like certain samples from tracks from our record. So it's like it's not quite live looping because I'm sort of cheating. But like certain sounds that I can't recreate any other way, I'll just hit play on a preset and it'll play like a little guitar part way off in the distance kind of thing. But I don't have anything like that queued up, so I don't know why I'm telling you guys about it.
Okay, well, sorry, I awkwardly asked the question, but you know, in a three-piece like this, you got to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah. And that's kind of what started the wet, dry, wet madness, was like, how can I make as much noise and cover as much ground in a fun way that's like exciting and and I mean, like, we've done, and we absolutely can do shows where I don't have any of this junk.
Yeah, and I've seen you do that stuff.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
amazing. Yeah.
But this is a bit of a new era, and it's just a lot of fun. And I think, like, part of it is, like, I've had more fun conceptualizing some of the sounds than even using them. You know, so it's like, it's just all in an effort to stay inspired and spend any disposable income that I have.
Sure. Yeah. Saving.
Yeah. Future me.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. The last thing I want to ask about was that your volume pedal, which I think is doubling as a kind of an effects.
Yeah. So I have this little 2-knob box is something that I built. It's just it's just a couple of pots on a TRS jack. So that's used to control. All the wet effects go into this box, and this is just a parallel mixer, so I can turn them up.
Just with your...
Or kill them.
Oh, that's great. Just turn the big knob with your foot.
That's right.
And hope for the best.
Yeah, good luck, good luck everybody else.
Yeah.
And then the volume pedal I actually have hooked up to the Condor, which is what gives me the low-pass sweep.
Okay.
And then I can also set it up to be just volume.
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And who makes that volume pedal?
This is just a Dunlop VP Junior, but it's modified by this guy named whose company's called Schnobeltone. So he like puts a buffer in the tuner, or a buffer in the volume pedal, and then installs a tuner into the treadle. So this is like the Sonic Research tuner, and the thing I like the best about it is that it's a 2-in-1, so I don't have to try and find space on here for a tuner. It's just there.
Right.
And it's a good tuner. It's not a crappy tuner. So.